Happy New Year. I'm going to call this Lacey City Council meeting on January 9th, 2019 to order. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have an extremely short agenda this evening, but we will be meeting, we'll be retiring to a work session after our council meeting. But given that, can I get a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda and consent agenda items.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. And we have an agenda. And first up is public comment on items not on the agenda. Is there anyone wishing to address the council? Seeing none. Next up is under mayor's report. This is the halfway cycle for all of our intergovernmental committee assignments. And now would be the time, if anyone is interested or has a conflict in moving, to sort of bring that forward. What I would suggest, if you do have a conflict with a committee assignment or meeting, see if you can find someone else who can switch with you and work that out on your own, and then we can bring it back further. If not, we'll go forward with our current committee assignments. So that's all I have under the mayor's report. Next up is the standing general committees. I guess the Community Relations Committee has a report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Community Relations Public Affairs Committee met on December 3rd at 11 a.m. Myself and council members Rachel Young and Carolyn Cox were present. We had I believe it was a 3-item agenda, and the first agenda item was specialized recreation interlocal agreement. Thurston County is
I think did we already sign that ILA? Yeah, we already signed that ILA.
Do I need to report on it?
No.
Probably not.
Just the mayor's gala and the
Yeah, the mayor's gala is set for Friday, May 31st. So hope everybody can make that. It's the second year or third year now, so it's going to be the big one, and it's a great event for our veterans. And hopefully we'll be promoting it a lot on our Facebook pages and stuff.
Yeah, I think we picked a location for that too. It's going to be at the South Puget Sound Community College campus.
Oh, that's nice.
So we have we do have a place.
And then the Christmas tree roundup with the Boy Scouts Troops 222 and 101, scheduled for January 5th. And every year that's a great event that they do for the community, and hopefully they get a lot of donations and everything goes off without hit.
Yeah, so for everyone, that's in a couple days. Make sure if you have a Christmas tree to bring it out and put it out front so it's visible. Make sure, of course, all of your Christmas tree items are off it, and there is a donation that you can give for the Christmas tree roundup, and I'm looking forward to seeing how many Christmas trees we pick up this year. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're really thankful for those 2 troops who has done so much help, and I'm sure we'll get a report back in a little bit on how many trees they picked up and how much money they made and everything, so I appreciate that.
And you can go online to donate.
Yes, you can go online to donate.
And that was the last agenda item, and that is my report.
Thank you. Utilities Committee?
So the Utilities Committee met on December 3rd, and we received a presentation from the Water Production and Storage Reclaimed Water staff. And what they do is the operation, maintenance, and repair of wells, water treatment plants, reservoirs, booster pumps, buildings and vaults, telemetry systems, pumps and motors, electrical systems, heating, ventilation, lighting, pipes, pre-lube systems, and valves. They also complete a lot of other tasks, and they have an apprenticeship program available for those who are interested in promoting within that field. And then later at the Utilities Committee meeting, we had an update on the Utility Assistance Fund. And what this is it's a donation-supported program that provides financial assistance to low-income families with their utility bill. The city collaborates with the Community Action Council, who administers the program. And in order to receive assistance, a person must apply and also meet the following criteria. They must be 125% of poverty, have a gross income of less than $30,000 per year. They can only receive up to $75 twice each year if the funds are available. And then for the first time ever, this utility assistance fund, the donations actually exceeded the budget, which was really good, so.
That's great.
Do you have an idea of what that budget was or is? I'd see Troy's not here. So we have about $15,000 in it.
That's what we dispersed.
Yeah, great.
Awesome, that's
Thank
my
you.
report.
Appreciate it. So before we go into boards, commissions, committee reports, we have a couple excused council members this evening. Councilmember Greenstein's out of town on business, and unfortunately, Councilmember Hearn is sick, so hope you get bettered, Councilmember Hearn. So next up is boards, commissions, committee reports. I'm up first, but I do not have a report, so Deputy Mayor.
Well, I don't either. My committees are next week and then the week after.
Councilmember Young.
I have no report.
Councilmember Stedman.
We're going to break a record here, Mr. Mayor. I have a report. Solid Waste Advisory Committee met yesterday at 11:30. It was a pretty short agenda item. We passed our work plan, and we had election of officers. I was elected chair of the SWAC, and Renee Sinclair who was the vice chair last year, is the vice chair again. So, and that is my report.
Well, congratulations. I always like to see Lacey in leadership positions, so I appreciate it. So last up is Councilmember Cox.
Intercity Transit met last night, and we approved ordering 23 more buses. So the big rollout is moving right along. These will be 35 and 40-foot diesel low-floor buses that will be more easily accessible. We also decided on a new paint scheme for the buses. They'll stick with the colors that Intercity Transit currently has, but it'll be kind of a spiffier new look. And one of the most heartwarming things that happened last night is that we heard from the recipients of the surplus van grant program. And quickly, they were awarded to Behavioral Health Services, Community Catholic Services of Western Washington, Community Youth Services, Senior Services for South Sound, Family Education and Support Services, Kokua, and Nature Nurtures Farm. Our own Veterans Hub was a recipient last year of one of these vans, and it was just so touching to hear from these groups the difference that these vans that are no longer needed by intercity transit because they've lived their useful life there can be put to help the community. So it was quite a meeting.
Great.
That's my report.
That's great. Well, guess what? We've reached the
Mr.
end of
Mayor,
our agenda.
if I may real quick.
Yes.
I just wanted to tell everybody that I made it to another polar bear plunge at Long Lake.
yes.
It's a great job by the Parks and Rec Department again. Great job, Jen and her staff. There's like 300 people there. Volunteers from the fire department, police department, the explorers, you name it. It's a great community event, and it's just awesome. It's just another thing that makes Lacey a home, and it's really something to celebrate. So I felt wanted to say something.
Great. It's a wonderful event. Thanks for everything the Parks Department does.
And I
I
haven't
love
gotten
hearing
pneumonia.
about it.
And I haven't come down with pneumonia yet, so.
Well, that's good.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be adjourning to a work session, and we're going to be talking about 3 items there, where the small cell interim ordinance, the maker space, and a potential partnership with St. Mark's Lutheran Church, the housing project. I hope everyone had a safe and happy new year, and I'm going to be adjourning this meeting to a work session. You keep it classy, Lacey.
you.